Eohippus was the first horse. He lived 60 million years ago. Emily paused and smiled broadly as she pointed to a small creature on her 4-H poster. Rosie stared in disbelief at the reddish-brown animal with white spots across its back. She had often seen illustrations like this in horse books, but she couldn't believe Emily actually believed in evolution. Eohippus was about 20 inches tall, with 4 toes on his front feet and 3 on the back. He lived in a marshy forest and ate leaves. Rosie turned to Carrie and frowned. How can she believe that? Carrie shrugged but didn't answer. The other club members listened as the girl continued with her demonstration, explaining how, over millions of years, Eohippus evolved into the 3-toed Mesohippus and Merychippus, then the single-toed Pliohippus, and finally the modern-day horse. Rosie fidgeted. Why is she saying all that as if it were true? She was halfway to her feet, about to announce that horses didn't evolve, but were created by God, when Carrie grabbed her arm and pulled her down. Her sister nodded toward the back, where the parents were seated. Rosie turned and caught their mother's eye. Her mother communicated to her in American Sign Language. "Keep still. I have an idea." In Clothed with Thunder, after sitting through that demonstration, Rosie and Carrie team up to prepare a demonstration of their own about horses from a creationist perspective. You can hardly pick up a non-fiction book about horses today without the evolution of the horse presented as a fact. However, even several evolutionists admit there is no evidence to support the imaginary horse progression. In 1980, evolutionist Boyce Rensberger stated, "The popularly told example of horse evolution, suggesting a gradual sequence of changes from 4-toed fox-sized creatures living nearly 50 million years ago to today's much larger 1-toed horse, has long been known to be wrong. Instead of gradual change, fossils of each intermediate species appear fully distinct, persist unchanged, and then become extinct. Transitional forms are unknown." The only place the fossils of these creatures appear in this nice, neat progression is in books. Bones of the supposed earliest horses have been found high in the rock layers, sometimes even next to supposedly more modern animals. The fossils have been gathered from different continents and arranged to support the evolutionary theory. In Job 38:4, God asks, "Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding." The reality is none of us were there. Evolutionary theory is not science. It's not observable or repeatable. Evolution requires as much faith as believing in creation. As Rosie and Carrie prepare for their demonstration, they become increasingly aware that horses actually present convincing evidence for an intelligent designer. Horses have 100 feet of carefully laid out digestive tract. 70 feet of that is small intestine, a horse's major digestive organ. Think about the fact that these large, powerful animals can survive by eating blades of grass. It's just amazing. How could evolutionary processes have resulted in a digestive system like that of the horse? How would the horse have stayed alive while the esophagus was evolving to connect the mouth to the stomach? As with most other systems in our bodies, the digestive system all works together, or it does not work at all. There's no room for millions of years of random evolutionary changes. That's just one feature that indicates horses were designed. There are so many more. Romans 1:20 says, "Since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made." Everything in nature shouts out to us that there is a creator, from the tiniest flower to a giant whale in the ocean. My prayer is that along with Rosie and Carrie, readers will begin to see the Creator's touch all around us.